tremendous potential.
Overnight, the Trump administration pressured to hit the pause button, agreeing to temporarily restrict the access of Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, to the Treasury Department's sprawling payment system.
He's done a great job.
But Treasury is just one part of Musk's plan, which includes changing parts of the government that directly impact millions of Americans. Overnight, the agency in charge of Medicare and Medicaid confirming it's working with DOGE to, they say, find ways to use resources more efficiently, quote, in line with meeting the goals of President Trump. Musk had tweeted of the agency, "This is where the big money fraud is happening." And the Trump administration also potentially shaking up the intelligence community, offering buyouts at the National Security Agency and at the CIA, which recently sent an unclassified email with a list of all employees recently hired, including first names and last initials, to comply with the White House's goal of staff reductions, according to a U.S. official.
We've put a lot of people needlessly at risk here.
Republicans arguing Musk's work is merely a necessary review.
I think they're doing right by the American taxpayer.
The most dramatic change so far, the U.S. Agency for International Development, effectively shut down. Yesterday, billionaire Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates heading to the White House to meet with President Trump, later telling Savannah he made the case for foreign humanitarian assistance and USAID.
You know, I know all the development agencies of all the countries, and this is the best of them.
Did they seem receptive? Did the president seem receptive? Did Susie Wiles seem receptive?
I hope so.
With protests nationwide over the early Trump administration policies, Democrats saying their constituents are concerned about Musk.
We need to shut down the Musk operation.
Republicans argue this is Donald Trump making good on his campaign pledge.
He is delivering on his promise made to the American people.
This morning, Trump administration officials trying to walk back key parts of the stunning proposal the president laid out for a U.S. takeover of war-torn Gaza. Secretary of State Marco Rubio now suggesting any U.S. involvement in Gaza would be temporary.
The only thing President Trump has done very generously, in my view, is offer the United States willingness to step in, clear the debris, clean the place up from all the destruction.
But on Tuesday at a news conference with Israel's prime minister, the president clearly saying the U.S. could remain in Gaza indefinitely.
I do see a long-term ownership position, and I see it bringing great stability to that part of the Middle East.
Mr. Trump also did not rule out sending U.S. troops.
If it's necessary, we'll do that.
The White House tried to change course when we asked how that fits with his often stated opposition to U.S. involvement in the Middle East.
Can you explain this reversal and how building and owning Gaza squares with America First foreign policy?
I would reject the premise of your question that this forces the United States to be entangled in conflicts abroad. The president has not committed to putting boots on the ground in Gaza. He has also said that the United States is not going to pay for the rebuilding of Gaza.
This morning, the president himself clarifying, saying Gaza would be turned over to the United States by Israel at the conclusion of fighting, and that no U.S. troops would be needed. Some allies calling it an opportunity to remake the Middle East.
This is a bold, decisive move.
But many Senate Republicans aren't buying it.
I'm not supportive of having the American people pay to rebuild Gaza. I don't think that's our responsibility.
Democrats using even stronger language.
Absolutely dumb, stupid, and illegal.